Paul from Carbon Studios very kindly sent us a key for their new VR game, The Wizards. I feel under no obligation to give it a positive review, but that doesn't really matter because I also agree with what the vast majority of people are saying on Steam. I really enjoyed this. One of the most important factors is graphically the game is very impressive. Normally graphics shouldn't be a defining factor, but what we have learned from VR is the immersion and how the game runs is very important, because I didn't feel seasick at all in this, and some of the other games, maybe with bigger budgets, maybe with bigger development times, have made me feel a bit sick. So if you're another soft lad or another queasy boy like me, you're gonna be alright here. If imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, then this is a very flattering game. The narration that is going on as your guide during the story, it seems very similar to the narrator from the Dungeons series of games. And the whole moving your hands and even the look of some of the spells are very similar to Doctor Strange. The mechanics of the fighting as well. Throwing, it seems very similar to me to a game called Snow Fortress. The bow and arrow element. Recently I played a VR game called Keep Defending, and again that seemed very similar. There is obviously limitations of what you can do with these touch controllers, so it's not fair to expect anything to be truly groundbreaking unless it was the first to have a go. A real big positive for myself is the locomotion. You get the choice of either using teleportation, or you can use normal walking around, strafing, having a look where you're going, or a mixture of the two. The game also is designed very well that you have to keep moving. When I played Arizona Sunshine, for example, I found that if I just backed myself into a corner, I could just aim and shoot, not have to move around, and nothing was really a threat. What the game does in here is enemies spawn from different locations, but you also have hazards like the floor becoming very hot, so you have to move, and also hitting switches to open and close doors. This is done very well. This is a short video outside of our usual schedule, but would I recommend this? And the answer is yes. There is more content in here for your money. There's an actual story, there's a campaign, all the mechanics work really well. It's fun, which is probably the most important thing. It's not a game which, if someone hasn't played VR before, you can say have a go on this, you're going to have an excellent time. You do need to know a bit about moving about. Hitting targets is quite hard, but you do learn quite quickly. For a beginner, it is not just a jump in, jump out game. It's priced itself in the middle of the pack where you normally get the new VR titles, and I think that's very fair. If you were judging its content just from playing from start to finish, you're not going to be on it for a huge amount of time, but luckily it does have a lot of replayability. There's online scoreboards, there's modifiers you can put on, and there is the sense that you want to go back to improve your original scores, mostly by using the unlocks that you've got later on in the game. So congratulations to the team behind The Wizards. What you've produced here is a good, fun, solidly made VR game. And I look forward to seeing what you bring us in the future, because you are doing the platform a very solid service. Cheers!
Perfect.